Hello everyone, this is your set number 7, theme set 7, the last set of Ancient Indian History series, and I named it Scientifically Advanced Past. You will be surprised to know that just 2 previous year questions and a set. Yes, indeed, it's a very minuscule topic, but as per me, it has some potential. Maths, medicine related developments should be known. Slight details you can relate with your set number 4, the previous set 4 which we have covered, which also deal with the astronomical works and all these things. So just connect with those things also, okay? As you are done with all the previous year questions now, just 2 more left. Okay, so quickly do these things, and questions are only 2, but we will cover some things in detail so that what I feel, if you get any question, of course you will be able to mark them correctly. Fine. So these 2 are the questions. We will jump to the questions later, but first we are reading the script, whatever I have written. See, they were surgical instruments. They were common in the use by 1st century AD. Concept of the sign of an angle was known in the 5th century AD. Concept of cyclic quadrilateral, these are plain fact. If you remember, fine. If you don't remember these date, that's also fine, but what's important we will see now in few minutes. So the concept of cyclic quadrilateral was known in 7th century AD. Bodhayan theorem deals with the length of the side of right angular triangle, that your Pythagoras theorem, if I am not wrong. Okay, now see, Upinder Singh book boxes, they are indeed damn important, and I covered them all in your notes very diligently. So here, out of those boxes, I've curated these short notes, okay, directly from your notes. And this, I think this Bakshali manuscript, we have already covered the question in I think in the set of author and their works. Fine. So, but I again repeated it here. So don't worry, we are revising it once again. There is no loss in that. So ancient mathematical and medical manuscripts, Bakshali manuscript and Bower manuscript. In 1881, a fragmentary manuscript consisting of 70 birch bark leaves was discovered near Takshila. It is now known as the Bakshali manuscript. It's written in the Gatha language. You got this statement verbatim in your previous year question. Written in the Gatha language, a refined version of Old Prakrit and the Sharda script. It may belong to around 3rd or 4th century. The manuscript is the only extant work which gives a comprehensive account of the mathematical concepts prevalent at the time. The Bower manuscripts I dealt previously also. It talks on snake bite also, okay, about the history of ancient Indian medicine. Let's read it once again. The Bower manuscript was actually a collection of fragmentary manuscripts that seem to originally have belonged to a Buddhist monk named Yashomitra. They included 7 treatises, 3 on Ayurveda, 2 on divination by using dice, and 2 on incantations to be used against snake bite. It belonged to the late 4th, 5th century CE and proved to be an invaluable source for the history of ancient Indian medicine. Something more on medicine, the Charaka and Sushruta Samhita are the earliest surviving texts. The Bower manuscript contains passages very similar to those in the Charaka Samhita and indicate that Charaka was considered a medical authority by the early 5th century AD. The Charaka Samhita is divided into 120 chapters arranged in 8 sections: Sutra, Nidan, Viman, Sharira, Indriya, Chikitsa, Kalpa and Siddhi. The Sushruta Samhita deals basically with surgery. It has 6 sections: Sutra, Nidan, Sharira, Chikitsa, Kalpa and Uttara. Now this is important, keep this in mind. Vagbhat Ashtanga Hridaya, heart of medicine. A comprehensive and systematic presentation of Ayurvedic medical knowledge, which may belong to 600 AD. Another important work of Vagbhatta is Ashtanga Sangraha, tome on medicine. Now come to the maths. The roots of Indian mathematics can be traced to the Shulva Sutras, appendices to the Shrota Sutra. Shulva means measurement, and the Shulva Sutras are manuals for the preparation of the site where Vedic sacrificial rituals were to be performed. And we have seen a very detailed previous year questions framed on the sacrificial post. Fine, the Upas. Okay, if you remember that diagram. Okay, this Agni, that fire, in this direction, in the pit of this shape. I hope you are getting me. Dealing especially with the construction of the Vedic brick fire altars. And this your Shulva Sutra also contain the earliest expression of the principle of today's Pythagorean theorem in the geometry. One of the most important discoveries of ancient Indian mathematicians was the decimal system of notation. The oldest datable evidence of it is in a 3rd century work on astrology called the Yavana Jataka by Fujidhwaja. So many texts I've already mentioned in the notes. It's up to you how far and how much you can remember, because already I picked up very crucial and extremely important ones only in the notes. In the book you may find so many more things, but still we are getting these things covered in the exam. Okay, so this work does not however mentions the zero. Yavana Jataka by Sfujidhwaja. The zero symbol, a dot, was used in metrics by Pingala in the Chanda Sutra. Pingala's Chanda Sutra. Varamihira Panchasiddhantika is earliest datable text to give zero both as a symbol and as a number. The decimal system of notation was used by Varamihir and was referred to by Aryabhatta in his Aryabhatiya. Aryabhatta's Aryabhatiya also deals with problems of mathematics along with rules of involution and evolution. It deals with the arithmetical progression of numbers and their squares and cubes. In the field of geometry, we are getting our statement here verbatim, what we have seen in one of the previous year question, that Bakshali manuscript question. If I just show it to you right here. Okay, just hold. Where it is, must be somewhere here. It was the last question of some set. Yes, this one. In set number 3, we the authors. The Bakshali manuscript, written in a Gatha language, a refined version of Old Prakrit using the Sharda script, deals with topics such as fractions, square roots, arithmetic and geometric progression. Word by word we are getting it. Statement 2 also we got it. In the field of geometry, Aryabhatta described the various properties of properties of circle, giving a very accurate value for pi, correct to 4 decimal places at 3.1416. And we have it here. In the field of geometry, Aryabhatta describes the various properties of a circle and gives a very accurate value of pi corrected to 4 decimal places, 3.1.16. Aryabhatta is regarded as father of the algebra. Brahmagupta was the first mathematician to discuss the method of obtaining a cyclic quadrilateral having rational sides and to give the area of a cyclical quadrilateral. Mahavira in 9th century was a famous mathematician of Karnataka who lived in the court of the Rashtrakuta king Amog Varsha, Nripatunga of Manikheta. He wrote a book, Mahavira, a famous mathematician of Karnataka at the time of Rashtrakuta dynasty. He wrote a book called Ganit Sar Sangraha, which dealt with various mathematical problems. Bhaskar II, 12th century, author of Leelavati, was another important mathematician whose writings contain some important ideas of calculus. I hope you will be able to remember this much, because we have seen only 2 questions, but I hope if you get some questions based on these kind of developments, you will be able to answer now with a lot of surety, because now, as you have seen, we have seen the question on the Bakshali manuscript, the Aryabhata's decimal system and all that, value of pi, word by word we are getting. They are from your notes. Okay. So now see these last 2 questions. Question number 234 and 235, and we are done with our ancient Indian history. What does Bodhayana theorem, Bodhayana Sulva Sutra relate to? Lengths of sides of a right angle triangle. Okay, like this. I tried to do some geometry. This is not my forte, although. So also related with your modern Pythagoras theorem, this is your Bodhayana theorem. It was a bit easy, appeared in 2008 prelims. And with reference to the scientific progress, the last question of our series of ancient Indian history. With reference to the scientific progress of ancient India, which of the statements given below are correct? Different kinds of specialized surgical instruments were in common use by 1st century AD. Yes. Transplant of internal organs in human body had begun by the beginning of the 3rd century AD. No. Why? Because see, if we see period of Sushruta, where he is talking on surgeries and all, so even that's happening around 4th to 5th century BC, much earlier. So of course it can't be in 3rd century AD. Next, the concept of sine of an angle was known in the 5th century AD. Yes. The concept of cyclic quadrilaters was known in the 7th century AD, that we've already seen. Okay, so only statement 1, 3 and 4 are correct, second is wrong. With this, I thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed solving previous year questions and will retain the pattern and important things in mind. All the very best, and I really thank you, all of you, for revising this much till now, and do watch the next lectures, the next set-wise lectures of the Inquisitive Essentials, Medieval Indian History, curated for all of you with lots of love by me under the domain of covering histories and conventionality. With this, thank you so much. Keep revising history, keep enjoying. Happy revision. Thank you so much.